I'm going to be rebuilding the Cincinnati Bengals because Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow get no help from the rest of the team. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. I would appreciate that. And jumping straight into the rebuild, we're starting out with the Bengals' real record in real life, 4-6 here. Yes, I know they didn't lose the Raiders here in real life, but none of these records are correct anyways, the Bills being 9-1. I just wanted to make sure that our record was the correct record because, of course, you know, it's a Bengals rebuild. But for the overlook of the team, we got Chase Brown. He had normal development, but I gave him star. He has 1 morale down. These are updated rosters. I feel like he should be a higher overall, though. But Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, who they surprisingly didn't trade, Trent Irwin here. I'm going to start Charlie Jones, honestly, over Trent Irwin. In my opinion, you got Gesicki, mediocre offensive line, hit or miss. Amarius Mims has been solid, I heard. Honestly, I haven't followed up too much on him. Defensively, looking into it, though, interior defensive line needs a little bit of help. We're going to start Jenkins. Trey Hendrickson has been amazing. Sam Hubbard, pretty underrated. Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, Von Bell. Jordan Battle, I'm going to start over Von Bell here. Then DJ Turner, I'm going to move to the number 2 just because he's younger and has star development. So overall, not a horrible defense on paper, but in real life, it's awful. Trey Hendrickson is really the only upside about this defense. DJ Turner has some bright sides, same thing with Cam Taylor-Britt, but I'm a Ravens fan, and I can 100% admit that that was holding on that 2-point conversion. The Ravens should have definitely been flagged by that, but you know what? A win's a win. I'm not going to complain about a win, even though it was 100% should have been called as a penalty. But here we are with the Bengals rebuild, and I am going to see if the Bengals can even make the playoffs, as we are 4-6 here to face the 6-3 Los Angeles Chargers. And we missed the playoffs, going 9-8. Definitely something that could possibly happen in real life. Joe Burrow, top 10 QB, top 5 QB really here in Madden and in real life. 9th best offense, 12th best defense. That's laughable. 4,300 yards, 42 touchdowns, 13 receptions, 110 pass rating. Zach Moss, 3 touchdowns. I started Chase Brown halfway through the season, but he's going to be the starter for the rest of the rebuild. T. Higgins here, 15 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Jamar Chase, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki, 6 touchdowns, almost 800 yards. Logan Wilson with 106 tackles. Jermaine Pratt with 104 tackles for a loss. 15 for Trey Hendrickson, 12 for Jenkins, 9 for Pratt, and 9 for BJ Hill. Sacks, 10 for Hendrickson, 7.5 for Hubbard, 5 for Jenkins. Interceptions, 5 for Wilson, 3 for Hilton, and Cam Taylor-Britt. Safeties on the team is going to be 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And the New York Jets, who got absolutely humiliated by the Cardinals yesterday, here to face the Eagles in the Super Bowl, who lost, of course. Well, the Jets lost 24-14. Poorly phrased there, but Quinion Mitchell, the rookie, wins Super Bowl MVP. I don't think that's ever happened in Super Bowl history where a rookie gets the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes, another league MVP there, and no awards here for the Bengals. In the AFC North, Josh Johnson, Kyle Van Noy, and Brent Urban all retire. And for the team upgrades, T. Higgins goes to Superstar Dev along with Mike Gesicki. That's nice to see. Defensively, looking at it, Trey Hendrickson goes to Superstar X Factor. That's all that I can see. Actually, Mike Hilton gets star development as well. Haven't looked at the players ready to negotiate yet. Team has a bright future, especially on paper in Madden here, but we'll see how it goes with the negotiations first. And for the negotiations, T. Higgins, we have $73 million to spend here. It's going to run thin really quick, but I would love to have T. Higgins back, especially with that Superstar development. He resigns on $18 million a year. In real life, it's probably going to be like 22, 23 if he doesn't resign with the Bengals. Maybe less if he does. Dax Hill was a first-round pick. I completely forgot about that. I'm not going to accept his option. I'd rather just pay him because he's young, has star development. Gesicki can walk, Bell can walk, Hill can walk, Brown can walk. All these other guys, Mike Hilton, actually. Star development, 1 more year on the team. He resigns. I'm cool with that. And then all these other extras, I'm just not interested in. We have $49 million to spend. I'm going to look in free agency, but I don't know if I'm going to make any big moves. So the problem with free agency is I still got to pay Jamar Chase, I believe. And there are some good guys here like Javon Holland. He doesn't want to be with the team. Stephon Gilmore, Ryan Kelly, actually, on a 1-year deal would not be a bad shout. Tyron Smith wouldn't be a bad shout either. And we got Ryan Kelly just on a 1-year deal, so that way I don't have to worry about contract negotiations later down the line. He's just a Band-Aid player. Works for me. Let's move into the draft. So I completely forgot the Bengals got T. Higgins' teammate Justin Ross out of Clemson here. He was on the Chiefs for the longest time. Only 85 speed and 85 acceleration. Mega slow for a receiver, but who knows? He could be good. 6'4", 210. He could play in the slot. Obviously not a slot build, but 1 and 2 position is obviously filled for us. Dalen Henning here. He looks really nice. 6'3", 260 out of University of South Florida. good speed, great strength, elite acceleration, great change of direction, great jumping, A finesse moves, A tackle, sure, F zone coverage, he's an edge rusher. I'll move Sam Hubbard probably to the inside or would play as rotational, but Henning on the other side of Trey Hendrickson would be sick. Hopefully he has a development. Ranked 14 in the class, got him at 17, normal dev, really sucks, but I'm going to make him a starter immediately, so hopefully he gets Rookie of the Year. In round number 3, picking up a new tight end to replace Mike Gesicki, Brett Cladwell out of South Carolina, 6'4", 274, hidden development, possession archetype, A's across the board, he looks great. After the draft, Henning here is a 75, 72 for this left guard I got in the second round, but he has normal development, so he's basically useless now in Madden, and 71 overall for my tight end. Got some guys in the later rounds, not really that good. Now this is the team after the draft. We're going to have the tight end starting immediately over Eric All here, and then we're going to have Chase Brown as the starter as well. Move Zach Moss down. Everything else here looks fine. Jermaine Burton, I guess, will be the number 3, and I'm going to start this guy over the other guy just because he's younger and I won't have to pay him for the entire rebuild. Defensively, though, looking into it, we got Sam Hubbard here, who is 265, really light for a defensive tackle, but I'm going to move him inside anyways and then crash Henning down. Sam Hubbard is still a 78 overall with the boost, so I'm honestly fine with that. We got Dax Hill here, who is an 80 overall. I didn't see him before. I guess I missed him on the injury, and we're going to have DJ Turner as well. Really nice depth here. Again, the team isn't the best that it could be. Got this guy in the later rounds. Sure, we'll start him. Let's see what he has. Hopefully Henning gets some type of development upgrade. We're going to move Chase Brown up in the specialist, and for some reason the AI always does this. Move my left end where the left end plays, move my right end where the right end plays. Why is that so hard for the AI to understand? It's really simple. I'm going to have to manually move him now. And we are 1-6. Let's go. 4th in passing yards. My defense sucks. Typical Joe Burrow masterclass with the Bengals. And I was going to change my playbook. Cladwell already has Superstar X Factor, major W. And I usually always circle back to this. I was using the Patriots defense, but now I'm using the Atlanta defense, sticking in a base 4-3. Scouting national focus, I'm going to do middle linebacker to replace Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt. $137 million to spend. Jamar Chase, the big boy contract, $30 million a year. He resigns. Looking into the next one, Trey Hendrickson. I do want back. He's about to be 31. Probably going to have to do player friendly, and I'm probably just going to have to keep him for the rest of the rebuild despite his regression. So it's a big contract. Kind of taking a risk there, but it's fine. Cam Taylor-Britt, he doesn't want to be here. He wants to have a winning record, but I'll just overpay for him. I didn't know it was $10 million a year, but sure, I guess I just overpaid for that. And then Geno Stone, he wants to be historic champ, so that's not going to happen this season. I'm overpaying for him as well. $63 million left to spend. Dax Hill actually has an interest in being here, and he resigns on a 5-year contract. Jermaine Pratt will probably give a 1-year. Same thing with Hubbard. Mike Hilton can walk. Ryan Kelly can probably get another year after this season if I don't get someone else. Miles Murphy, can't believe that guy was a first-round pick. Everyone else here, just not interested in for right now, so let's move in to the playoffs as we are 1-6, probably not even going to make them. And we go 5-12. My defensive rushing game is worst in the entire league. My offensive rushing game is worst in the entire league, but that's because I'm in the Kansas City offense. Stats and awards, Joe Burrow carrying the team. Hyper-realistic rebuild here. 10th best offense in the NFL, 16th best defense. I highly doubt that, dude. 4,600 yards, 39 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 114 pass rating. Chase Brown, 2 fumbles, 3.1 per carry is awful, but 10 touchdowns, I guess. T. Higgins with 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 9 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Jermaine Burton, 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. Cladwell, the rookie in the 3rd round. Superstar X Factor, 11 touchdowns, 900 yards. Probably going to get Rookie of the Year. Defensively, Logan Wilson, 112 tackles for a loss, 14 for Hendrickson, 12 for Henning, 11 for Jenkins, 8 for Wilson and Pratt, and then sacks 11 for Hendrickson, 5 for Henning, 5 for Murphy, and then 4 for Jenkins. Interception 3 for Wilson and Cam Taylor-Britt, and then pass deflections on the team, 14 for Britt, 7 for Dax Hill. 14's amazing. Safeties, nothing, and then no touchdowns as well. And the Eagles win back-to-back Super Bowls here, handing the Bills their 5th Super Bowl loss as they are 0-5 in Super Bowls now. Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year, hogging it for himself. No Rookie of the Year for the Bengals. The Saints get both of them. In the AFC North, Russell Wilson retires with the Steelers. For the team upgrades offensively, Burton doesn't get an upgrade. Cladwell, we already know, comes with superstar development, so He seems great for us. Defensively, looking into it, Henning does not get a development upgrade. That really sucks, and I do not see any other upgrades on the defense. No upgrades at all, but Cladwell just came with X Factor, so I guess that was a W pick. And for the players ready to negotiate, Jermaine Pratt, I'll do a 1-year contract. I'm not doing 2 years with him. He wants to hit free agency. Have at it. Sam Hubbard can walk. Mike Hilton can walk. All these other extras. Ryan Kelly, actually, he only regressed 1 overall. I'll re-sign him, and he wants to hit free agency. Alex Kappa, Ryan Kelly are both going to be leaving us, along with just everyone else. I'm just not interested in them, so let's just move into free agency. We got 2 good players here in Joe Thuney and Zach Tom. But Zach Tom is good, but I don't need a right tackle right now. Joe Thuney, do I want to pay him $20 million? I'll do the 1 year just for now, then work down his contract as he regresses. And then I got to do it. Even though he's not really that good in simulation, Chase Brown has been terrible for me. Even though he's been great in real life, he's just been terrible for me in simulation. Ryan Kelly, I'm going to offer him 1 more again. Let's see if he accepts that. Actually, a very productive free agency here, getting Joe Thuney and Brandon Scherf and Ryan Kelly bolstering our interior offensive line, then James Cook for our halfback position. And we were so bad, we get a top 4 pick here. And there's a corner here, but like, do I really need corner? Am I willing to spend a top 5 pick on an offensive tackle? I don't want to draft a defensive end. I'm not spending a top 5 pick on an offensive lineman, which I know sounds super, I don't know, stingy, but either way, I don't really want this pick in general. I would rather just trade down. Or I could make a ridiculous move here for a defensive tackle. So let's go find one. And that actually goes through. I didn't expect that. So the Eagles already have Jordan Davis. Well, they had him. Now I have him. But they had Jordan Davis, and they also had Carter as well. So they didn't necessarily need all that depth at defensive line. Well, I need it. I was ranked last in the league for defensive linemen, and I'm getting their this year's and next year's first-round picks. So I'm basically getting 3 first-round picks because Jordan Davis was a first-round pick. I didn't expect this to go through, but it did. And with our pick, the Eagles are going to select another defensive end. All right. And I picked 32, picking up middle linebacker Jaden Warmack, ranked number 95 in the class. Bit of a reach here, but hidden development, 6'2", 240, 87 speed, 88 acceleration. A's and B's across the board. He's going to replace Jermaine Pratt. And round number 2, getting right guard Gerard Beekman here. Normal development for another offensive guard. That really makes me salty. I was planning to replace Brandon Scherf, but offensive linemen without developments once you draft them, basically useless. In the 3rd round, picking up another middle linebacker ranked number 41 in the class. Picked him up at 68. Hidden development. He's going to move to left outside linebacker. 6 foot, 240 out of LSU, 89 speed, 89 acceleration, A's and B's across the board. Year number 3 for the team, Jaden Warmack is a 71, 74 for Beacom, 74 for Hilton. And the rest of these guys I don't really care about. And of course, we got Jordan Davis. Year number 3 with the team, refreshed roster, a lot better offensive line. Beacom is there with LeClaire as well. So I guess we got depth offensive linemen here. Then we have a lot of depth at running back here. Honestly, I don't even want Khalil Herbert, but sure, we'll keep him. Jermaine Burton as the 3. I don't need another receiver. Cladwell is amazing. 86 overall team. Defensively, Hilton is a 75. We'll keep him at the middle linebacker, then move my first-round pick to left outside linebacker. So that looks a little bit better. And then Jordan Davis is surprisingly not even a higher overall than Jenkins, so we're going to make him the starter for now. A lot of depth here, just not a lot of huge amount of talent. 87 overall team after making that change. James Cook is going to get a lot of the reps here. Jermaine Burton in the slot. And then why not make Hilton the starting sub linebacker so that way he could get Rookie of the Year or something like that. Hopefully Henning will break out this season. He had a pretty solid season last year, but year number 3, let's move in to the midseason mark. I changed my schemes to the Dallas offense and the Buffalo defense using 4-3 quarters and multiple zone run. We suddenly went from 1-6 to 5-1. You love to see it. 3rd best in points per game, and then we are 5th in allowing points for the good side, of course, not 5th in giving up the most, but number 1 seed in the conference. You love to see it. To face the 2-4 Steelers. For the scouting national focus, what do I even need at this point? I have a lot of depth at literally everything. Sure, let's do defensive tackle. And for the players ready to negotiate, DJ Turner, I do want him back. Let's do player friendly, 3 years, $4 million a year, cheap contract. He resigns. Jordan Battle, I do want back as well. 5-year deal, $8 million a year. He resigns as well. Chase Brown, honestly, he has not been anything good for me. I have so much depth at running back, and I have a new rookie that the AI drafted. So Chase Brown and Khalil Herbert can walk. Orlando Brown, walk as well. I didn't know that dude was 6'8", 350 pounds. Miles Murphy, bust of a first-round pick. Justin Ross, all these other guys. Not really interested. Maybe Joe Thuney and Brandon Scherf once I see their overalls, once they regress. Same thing with Ryan Kelly. I have a bunch of Band-Aid players on my offensive line. Brandon Mann, why not just sign a long-term punter? Sure, let's do a 4-year contract with you. And he doesn't want to sign that. Okay, so that's fine. Amarius Mims, I'll probably accept his option. Definitely will. Everyone else here, not interested in. Let's just move in to the playoffs as we are currently 5-1. 14-3, top of the division. 25th in rushing yards, 25th in defensive rushing yards, even though I brought in Jordan Davis and I have a 90 overall defense. But we have the #1 passing defense and #1 defense in points allowed, and of course #1 in the conference. And of course, for reference, a lot of people want to know what my playbooks are. Just ran this, magically my team just got better. Multiple zone run, 4 3/4, Dallas offense, Buffalo defense. Stats and awards, Joe Burrow, top 10 once again, and no surprise, top 5 really, 5th best offense, 4th best defense. They're carrying their weight finally. 4,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 118 pass rating. James Cook, 19 touchdowns, but only 3.7 per carry and 1,000 yards. Jermaine Burton in the slot, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, outperforming all of my receivers. 9 touchdowns, 1,100 yards for Jamar Chase, 850 yards for Brett Cladwell, and 8 touchdowns. T. Higgins, 5 touchdowns, 800 yards. Dakota Hilton here, the rookie, with 124 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 1 interception, and 7 pass deflections. Great rookie year from him. Tackles for a loss, 10 for Jenkins, 10 for Henning here, 9 for Davis, 7 for Dakota and Trey Hendrickson. Sacks, 13.5 for Trey Hendrickson. Even though I signed him on that risky contract, it's been paying off. 7.5 sacks for Chris Jenkins. Henning here, even though he's profiled as a speed rusher, he's definitely more of a power rusher in this tackle for a loss scheme. Well, not tackle for a loss scheme, but with the amount of tackles for a loss he gets, he's nothing crazy, but he's not worth a first-round pick here. Interceptions, 4 for Logan Wilson, 2 for Turner, 2 for Dax Hill, and then safeties on the team is going to be 1 for Trey Hendrickson. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So in the divisional round, because we had a first-round bye, here to face the 10-7 Titans, we're better than them in every way. 8 overall is higher than them. Should be an easy win, and it will be an easy win. Here to face the 13-4 Buffalo Bills to move on to the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can do it. Here we are versus the Bills at home. They're going to start out with nothing. We're going to open up with 7. Good start for us. 7-7 game. We're going to punt. Then they're finally going to take the first lead of the game. 14-7 at halftime. 14-14 now. Good game. 14-14. Just don't choke, dude. 17-14. What are you doing? It's getting close. Let me hop in. Let me hop in. And did it not let me hop in? Okay, it didn't. But hey, we clutched. We clutched. It looked like they were in field goal range. They didn't take the field goal. I guess they went for it. What even happened? I feel like we 100% should have lost that. So Joe Burrow kneels. Dak, interception for 53 yards. Where were they at? On the Cincinnati 30, and then they threw an interception. Dax Hill for the massive clutch there. Josh Allen, why are you throwing the ball when you're in field goal range there? But either way, we're moving on to the Super Bowl. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 9-8 Los Angeles Rams. No way Stafford's still their QB. And it is not Stafford, it is Tony Denny here. He looks like he eats a lot at Denny's with that triple neck he's got going on in his profile picture. My boy Denny's here is already up to a 92 overall after playing 1 year in the NFL. And for the team upgrades in the Super Bowl, offensively, we look the exact same. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are both a 99 overall. Cladwell is up to a 93 with the boost. 90 overall team. Defensively, Hilton here is a superstar development. No other upgrades on the team that I can see, though. Team looks amazing. Should be an easy win here versus the Rams and the triple neck Denny's boy. Here we are versus the Rams. We're in Atlanta here. We're going to both start out 3-3 here, and they're going to go back and forth. We finally take the lead here, 10-3 versus the Rams. Opening up the half, we're going to score 7, 17-3 versus the Rams. We have the 4th best defense in the NFL. Offense is shown here. 2-score game, too far out of reach, and the Cincinnati Bengals will take revenge on the Los Angeles Rams here. No longer Matthew Stafford. Joe Burrow gets that Super Bowl ring. His team finally not holding him back, but there's still 1 more year left in this rebuild. Let's see if we can go back to back. Joe Burrow gets his revenge, and he gets the Super Bowl MVP after only scoring 1 touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, another league MVP. Zach Taylor gets the Coach of the Year. No other awards to the Bengals. This is a successful rebuild. In the AFC North, Brandon Scherf and Joe Thuney both retire with a ring. My offensive line is chopped now. For the players ready to negotiate, I'll accept the option on Amarius Mims. Chase Brown, Khalil Herbert can both walk. Orlando Brown Jr. can walk as well. Yeah, so I'm losing my left tackle. I'm only keeping maybe Ryan Kelly if he's here. Yeah, Ryan Kelly's actually continues to go up in overall, which is amazing despite his age. So I'm keeping Ryan Kelly throughout this entire rebuild, really. And then I'm keeping my right tackle, who I signed the 5th-year option on. And then I'm losing my right guard, my left guard to retirement, then my left tackle I just don't want to re-sign. So I'm going to need to find someone new really quickly. Braden Mann, please just accept the offer, dude. Like, you're a punter. Thank you. 4-year deal. He resigns. I have $76 million to spend in free agency. And Aiden Hutchinson is here, dude. Oh my gosh. That'd be so nasty. That'd be so, please. That'd be so nasty if I could get him on the team. I don't know if I will be able to. Also, there's a left guard here. I need to trade for offensive linemen because I have a bunch of first-round picks from the Eagles. How much does Taylor Decker cost? Too much. Yeah, I would rather just trade for something. Aiden Hutchinson is a guy that I kind of want here. I don't know if I'm willing to pay him that much. I'll boost his salary and just see if we get him. I meant to say I'll boost his bonus, but will he sign with us? And he will sign with us. That is a major signing. I need to go trade for a new offensive line with all my first-round picks. The Bills got a left tackle here who they don't have to pay yet. He's 24 years old, and let me see if I can snag him. Pick 32 here for Darren Bush, and yeah, that goes straight through. New left tackle. I'm cool with that. I don't have to pay. Now trading away my first and my third round pick. Well, the Eagles' first round pick back to the Eagles for their left guard, Landon Dickerson. I'm going out, all out. It's the fourth season. I need a new offensive line. And now I'm basically trading away the rest of my draft capital for this young star development right guard. Kendricks from the Jacksonville Jaguars, a second, a fourth, and a fifth. So since I no longer have any draft capital, I'm just going to skip out on the draft. I know that seems like a lot of unrealistic trades. It's the final season. We've already won the rebuild. Why not just go all out here? And of course, Leclerc is not playing the position I want him to play. So Gerard Beacom, guess what? You're getting cut despite you being a first-round pick. And Kendricks, we're going to move up just because he has the star development. Everything else looks good. The AI can pick up and sign whoever they want. I have a 93 overall team. Warmack is a superstar development too. As we just realized, Aiden Hutchinson is, of course, a baller. Let's just skip into the next season. This is the overlook of the team. Fourth and final year. Looks great. 93 overall team. Nothing should be standing in our way. Everything looks great, especially after getting 99 overall Aiden Hutchinson. 2 XP points, so he's like really 101 overall. Let's see if we can even make the playoffs with how EA Sports is. And just skip into them. 93 overall team. It should be easy. We go 14-3 once again, but it's not good enough to get the #1 seed, as the Chiefs, of course, are going to take it at 15-2. And we're coming off a loss to the Cardinals, which prevents us from getting the 1 seed as well. For the stats and awards, Joe Burrow, top 3 QB in the NFL, second best offense in the NFL, second best defense in the NFL. I mean, this has to be a candidate for league MVP at least, right? Patrick Mahomes wins his 3rd one in a row, as he is sitting at number 6 there because he is 14 interceptions, 118 pass rating, 43 touchdowns, 4,400 yards. And James Cook finally giving me a decent season in Madden simulation. No fumbles, 9 touchdowns, 4.3 average, and 1,100 yards. Jermaine Burton, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, easily a development upgrade. T. Higgins, 6 touchdowns, 900 yards. Gladwell outperforming Jamar Chase. Ridiculous, dude. No way, Jamar Chase. What am I paying you for at this point? Logan Wilson, 120 tackles for a loss, 18 for Jenkins, 13 for Hutchinson, 11 for Hendrickson, 9 for Davis, 7 for Wilson, sacks, 15.5 for Hutchinson, 14.5 for Hendrickson, 8 for Jenkins, 2 for Davis. I guess Henning he just got completely benched in general. Interceptions, 6 for DJ Turner, 3 for Cam Taylor-Britt. Deflections, 11 for Wilson, 8 for Turner. Safeties on the team, 2 for Chris Jenkins, and then defensive touchdowns is 0. So let's see if this super team can make it all the way back to the Super Bowl or face the kryptonite, the Baltimore Ravens. Nope, there it is. Okay, my 14-3 team, who was a 94 overall team, lost the 88 overall 9-8 Baltimore Ravens at home. Look at my NFL ranks. This is probably one of the greatest teams I've ever built in Madden 25 so far, not in general. But this was a really, really good team, and just for it to lose in the wild card is upsetting. But we still won a Super Bowl, so it's a successful rebuild. Ridiculous that's how we lose the overall rebuild, especially after getting Aiden Hutchinson. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let me know which team you want me to rebuild next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.